Brooklyn has become a major destination for people to move to from all over the globe. So what makes Brooklyn so appealing? Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Erin Stabb, your New York City real estate expert, and my goal is to help you achieve your real estate dreams. I love Brooklyn. I've been a Brooklyn resident and homeowner for over 10 years, so I'm very excited to share this video with you. I'll be discussing everything you need to know about Brooklyn so you know if a move to this bustling borough is right for you. And stay tuned until the very end. I'll have a bonus tip waiting for you. Without wasting any time, let's get started. Starting with some basic info at number 7, let's talk about the location and commute times. Brooklyn is located on the western end of Long Island and is one of the 5 boroughs of New York City. Can you name all 5 boroughs? I'll tell you. Brooklyn, Manhattan, Queens, Staten Island, and the Bronx. It's separated from Manhattan by the East River and is bordered by the upper and lower New York bays to the west, the Atlantic Ocean to the south, and the borough of Queens on the north and east side. Brooklyn is connected to Manhattan by our rapid transit subway, 3 bridges, the Manhattan Bridge, the Williamsburg Bridge, and the iconic Brooklyn Bridge, and 1 vehicular tunnel. You get to Queens and Long Island by parkways and to Staten Island by the 4,260-foot Verrazano Bridge. The subways in Brooklyn can get you into Manhattan in less than 10 minutes if you live close. So those quickest commute times will be from Brooklyn Heights, Dumbo, and Williamsburg, which are all just 1 stop away into Lower Manhattan. Most people don't realize just how big Brooklyn is. Brooklyn is 97 square miles in total area, with 71 square miles of land and 26 square miles of water. In comparison, Manhattan is 22.7 square miles in total area. I live in Windsor Terrace, just south of Park Slope, and my commute time to my office in Union Square is roughly 40 minutes door to door. One thing I suggest considering if you decide to move to Brooklyn is choosing a neighborhood that is accessible to more than 1 subway line. When there's an issue on the train during the week when you're trying to get to work, or if there's maintenance happening over the weekend, you could be left stranded unless you have an alternative train to take. I talk more about commuting throughout Brooklyn in my video, The Pros and Cons of Brooklyn, so check that out for more information. Coming up to number 6, let's talk about the types of homes in Brooklyn. Brooklyn offers a diverse range of housing options. Perhaps the most well-known are brownstones. Neighborhoods like Park Slope, Bed-Stuy, and Brooklyn Heights, to name a few, are lined street after street with these gorgeous turn-of-the-century brownstones on tree-lined blocks. True brownstones have that characteristic brown or pinkish brown sandstone facade, a front stoop, and are super charming and elegant, typically 3 to 4 stories tall, and have a brick interior. They often have an open layout with tall windows, hand-carved details, and original wood floors. Think Carrie Bradshaw's apartment in Sex and the City. So what's the difference between a townhouse and a brownstone? Many people use these terms interchangeably, but they're not the same. If the facade of a townhouse is made of brownstone, then you guessed it, it's a brownstone. We refer to other houses as townhouses if they're made of anything else. There are single-family townhouses and multi-family townhouses that may have 2, 3, or 4 units. A cooperative residence, or co-op, is a residential property where the residents are shareholders in a corporation that owns the building. Co-ops are a less expensive alternative to traditional home ownership and can typically be found as apartment buildings, often those that used to be rental buildings, and multifamily townhouses. Condominiums, on the other hand, are real property. Condos are less common in older buildings and tend to be newer developments. So neighborhoods like Williamsburg or Dumbo have mostly condos, whereas other neighborhoods like Park Slope have mainly co-ops and brownstones. Art Deco is a type of architecture found in co-ops and condos. They have many identifiable features such as sharp-edged linear appearances, stylized decorative elements using geometrical forms, zigzags and chevrons, low-relief decorative panels, stepped or set-back front facades, strips of windows with decorative spandrels, and reading and fluting around the doors and windows. Many of the new construction buildings in Brooklyn are simply stunning. New construction or new development refers to buildings built in the last few years. New construction often have these beautiful oversized windows with high ceilings, central air conditioning, gorgeous open kitchens, and wide planked wood or engineered wood floors. Many new buildings strive to build a community within, and they offer full amenities that include beautiful landscaped roof decks with grills and lounge chairs, lounges for working and entertaining, top-level fitness centers, swimming pools and saunas, children's playrooms, pet spas, and some even have coffee bars. Now, I've talked about the types of homes in Brooklyn, but you probably want to know if Brooklyn is affordable. Well, it's definitely more affordable than living in Manhattan. As of July 2024, the median asking rent in Brooklyn was just over $3,500 a month, up 4% year over year. Regarding home sale prices, in September of 2024, the median sale price in Brooklyn was $999,000, also up 4% year over year. Let's move on to number 5 and talk about lifestyle in Brooklyn. Brooklyn is known for its very vibrant culture that's a blend of old and new. The borough is home to a diverse population that contributes to its rich cultural tapestry. From art galleries and music venues to food festivals and street fairs, there's always something happening in Brooklyn. Brooklyn's population is incredibly diverse, with people from all walks of life calling it home. This diversity is reflected in the borough's neighborhoods, cuisines, and cultural institutions. Brooklyn offers an eclectic mix of experiences, whether you're interested in exploring the latest art installations in Bushwick, enjoying a concert at the Barclay Center, or dining at a farm-to-table restaurant in Williamsburg. There is literally something for everyone. Each neighborhood in Brooklyn has its own unique vibe. For instance, Park Slope is known for its family-friendly atmosphere, beautiful parks, and excellent schools. On the other hand, Dumbo is famous for its tech startups, trendy lofts, and stunning waterfront views. Neighborhoods like Bushwick and Williamsburg are known for their artistic vibrancy. They're filled with art studios, galleries, and murals that add color and creativity to the borough. Coming to number 4, let's talk about where to shop. When people think about shopping in New York City, most probably think of the boutiques at Soho and luxury retailers on Fifth Avenue. Cha-ching! Williamsburg streets are lined with unique boutiques, vintage stores, and Artists and Fleas, one of the best indoor flea markets I personally have ever been to. For more traditional shopping, you have Atlantic Center Mall and City Point, both situated in downtown Brooklyn. They offer a mix of retail options like Best Buy, Sephora, Target, Lululemon, Joybird, and DSW. And both are super convenient, located near the Atlantic Terminal, making it really easy and accessible to get to by public transportation. But by far, my favorite place to shop is Industry City. Industry City is a historic shipping, warehousing, and manufacturing complex on the upper New York Bay waterfront in Sunset Park. You'll find really cool and eclectic small local businesses, pop-up shops, and large retailers. My husband and I first started going to Industry City about 2 years ago. We just happened to live a mile away and bought and remodeled a 2-family townhouse at that point. We bought all of our tile from Porcelanosa in Industry City and most of our furniture from the retail outlets of West Elm, Restoration Hardware, and ABC Carpet. Up next is number 3. Let's talk about the business atmosphere of Brooklyn. Brooklyn has become a hub for startups and tech companies. Some notable companies include Etsy, the e-commerce website focused on handmade or vintage items and craft supplies, Vice Media, a multinational media company that specializes in publishing and broadcasting news, documentaries, and feature films, and Kickstarter, a public benefit corporation that maintains a global crowdfunding platform focused on creativity. In addition to startups and tech companies, Brooklyn is home to many other major employers. These include JP Morgan Chase, National Grid, and New York City Transit Authority. Brooklyn also has several large business centers where some of these companies are located. Some of the notable ones include the Brooklyn Navy Yard, the Brooklyn Tech Triangle, and Industry City. Coming to number 2, let's talk about schools and childcare. Being a mother of 2 young boys, ages 3 and 3 months, I know how important it is to understand the childcare and school situation before you move to a new neighborhood. Brooklyn has a variety of public and private schools. For the 2024 school year, there are 572 public schools serving almost 300,000 students in Brooklyn. There are 315 private schools serving over 90,000 students. Some of the top-ranked private schools in Brooklyn include Basis Independent, Adelphi Academy of Brooklyn, and Bay Ridge Prep School. The average tuition cost for private schools in Brooklyn is over $21,000 a year. And 73% of the private schools in Brooklyn are religiously affiliated, most commonly Jewish and Catholic. The average base rate for childcare providers in Brooklyn is approximately $22 an hour. Daycares can range from $12 to $19 an hour, while nannies typically range from $22 to $35 an hour. These costs can, of course, vary depending on the specific services provided and the provider's level of experience. Lastly, at number 1, we have grocery stores. For all that New York City embodies, I always find it interesting when working with clients and they ask me and are really concerned about what grocery stores are nearby. Although I guess I shouldn't be surprised because I'm a grocery store lover myself and cooking enthusiast. So most of you know and are familiar with Trader Joe's and Whole Foods. You can find these grocery stores in neighborhoods like Cobble Hill and City Point for Trader Joe's and Williamsburg and Gowanus for Whole Foods. Other than the well-known Trader Joe's and Whole Foods, you'll find smaller grocery stores like Key Foods and Food Town, which will have most of what you need, just less variety. There are local bodegas on pretty much every few street corners, which are always good for picking up the essentials. Brooklyn neighborhoods also have many smaller markets and specialty shops. In my neighborhood of Windsor Terrace, we have a butcher, a cheese shop, 3 bakeries, and get this, a newly opened Korean/Middle Eastern fusion market called Dukan SYKO, so check it out. Also, people love the local farmers markets to get their fresh and organic fruits and veggies. All right, it's bonus tip time, and as promised, the bonus tip for this video is the major attractions of Brooklyn. Perhaps the most iconic is the Brooklyn Bridge. The Brooklyn Bridge offers stunning views of the Manhattan skyline. It's also a popular tourist attraction as well as a commuting route for locals biking to and from work. The Brooklyn Botanical Garden. This 52-acre garden is home to over 14,000 types of plants. It's known for its annual Cherry Blossom Festival, which attracts visitors from all around the world. The Brooklyn Museum, as the 3rd largest museum in New York City, it houses an extensive collection of art pieces spanning from various cultures and time periods. And perhaps one of the funnest things to do in Brooklyn is to go to Coney Island. This seaside resort is famous for its amusement parks, beach, and boardwalk. It's also home to the historic Cyclone roller coaster and the New York Aquarium. If you like this video and would like to see more of my videos, please click on the like and subscribe boxes on the screen. Once again, my name is Erin Stabb. I'm a real estate agent from Manhattan and Brooklyn. And if you'd like to work with me, all of my contact info is in the description box below. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. And remember that my goal is to help you achieve your real estate dreams.